Squad up, haters down. If you ain't about that life, don't come around. Got the crowd, gone wild. Tell me what you know about that milk style.
Yo, y'all know what time it is, man. It's the Mr.Jelks show. How are y'all doing out there today? Y'all know I missed y'all, right? Y'all know I missed y'all, man, because y'all been showing some love, man. Y'all been grabbing them Mr.Jelks show t-shirts off Amazon.com. If you haven't got yours yet, just go to Amazon and just type in the Mr.Jelks show. Yeah, it'll pull right up, man. You can get all different colors and all that good stuff, man. I got to get my little take on the Facebook thing and the YouTube thing before we get started. If you on Facebook, hit the share button. And if you on YouTube, subscribe, like, and comment. Ain't that what they say? I don't know. If you on Twitter, retweet. Get the word out, man. The more that y'all support, man, the bigger the show get. You know what I'm saying? We bringing in everybody. You know what I'm saying? We want everybody to tune in. If you on LinkedIn, I think LinkedIn is repost. Yo, welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate everybody who's been tuning in, man. We appreciate everybody who's been showing love. The phone lines are always open, 901-410-0123. And y'all know how much we love to hear from our viewers. It's all about y'all, man. Y'all make the show. Without y'all, then what are we doing? You know what I'm saying? We bringing the best guests. We're giving the most free game. KP is in the building. KP, what up? He said, what up, MJ? I see you, KP. KP, you see like in your bottom right side, man, I got the comments now in the bottom right hand corner. We lit. But before we move any further, y'all know who I got with me, right?
Drums, please.
Oh!
What's up, man?
Oh, it's in the building.
Man, how you doing, man?
Man, I'm doing better now, man. I was a little frightened a minute ago.
Yeah, man, running a little late. Nothing unusual. My usual, I guess.
Yeah, you're always like casually late.
Hey, that's what your boss tell you before he write you up. You kind of come in casually late every now and then, man. But it's all cool. Yeah, man, it's great. Yeah, glad you're here though. Then you get in your mid-year, he got you. He got rolled down. Consistently comes in late every day. You're like, damn, man, you could have said something.
Yeah, because like that's gonna stop the bonus from being so big. When the bonuses hit.
Yeah.
You remember when you was late? You know what I'm saying? Like continuously a couple of times.
Yeah.
Man, how's everything going in the Shy?
Man, it's going good. Weather been nice. A little rain this week, man, but it's going good, man. I've been enjoying it. It's been hot as a firecracker up here, though.
What?
I mean, hot, man.
Not in the windy city.
Yeah, in the windy city. It's hot up here, man.
So do it be hot and windy?
No, it don't actually. Usually when it's windy, it's cooler outside, So, but we won't ever really have no hot winds, man.
Yeah.
It might rain and the wind be out there, man, which is always terrible, man. I always hate that walking in the rain with the wind blowing, man. That's always a disgusting
feeling.
Yeah, because it's like ain't nothing you can do, man. You hold an umbrella to the side or try to walk into it, man. It's just hitting you everywhere, man. I hate that.
It's like, do y'all have the same humidity that we have down south?
No, I don't think we don't have. We have some humidity, but to me, it doesn't feel like as much, and it could be, because I'm used to, staying in the South, but it's not as much to me. But they do have humid. It is humid up here,
Mm-hmm.
though.
Oh
Yeah.
man, that's crazy, man. Because here it's so humid, man. You can cut through it with a knife. You laughing? I'm serious. I'm dead serious.
What up, KP? Yeah, man. You Memphis just always give me a hard time, man. He do. But some of it I deserve it because he be like, man, we starting at 7:30 now. I'm trying to start on time tonight so we can get done on time. And then I show up at 7:28.
Yo, I'm just glad that you show up, period, man, because
Yeah, man.
you are the dopest host, you know what I'm saying? One of the dopest hosts that I've ever met. And like before we even start doing this show, a lot of people don't know is you and your wife have a podcast as well.
Yeah, we've been dry on it, but yeah, we do have a podcast, man, that we do call Heartburn, man. So, we got to get started back up on that, man. But I keep doing the Memphis Jelks show though.
Thank you. And I'll be listening to y'all to the Heartburn podcast too. Y'all helped me through some times. Y'all just don't know it.
I appreciate it, man. Shoot, I appreciate that, man. That's a little bit of motivation to get started back up, man. We got so many episodes scripted out, man. We just haven't recorded them, and so we need to get back on that. Just a lot of content we got out there that we just need to finish, man. Sometimes you just get busy, with life, and then you just forget. But we need to get back on that, man. I'm trying to get some sponsorship for the Memphis Jelks show and Heartburn podcast,
Man, let's do it.
Yeah. We're trying to be millionaires in the making, man.
Let me grab some stuff and put it in the screen. Okay, Craftsman.
Hey,
we could help y'all sell these.
We sure can. We
got a big fan base. We can help y'all sell.
Yeah.
Tape measures.
Yeah. We got a lot of blue collar people who watch this show. We can help you sell that.
So do Apple. If y'all watching,
hey,
I got the iPhone. I can help y'all sell more iPhones.
We love it, man.
The people who watch the Memphis Jelks show, they're of age to buy iPhones. So if y'all looking for somebody who can sell y'all stuff, you know what I'm saying, and you know what I'm saying, we're not going to align with anybody though. Oh, we're only going to align with people that we actually use their products, man.
Exactly.
Because some people will come on there, man, and they'll just be promoting anything. They'll be like, we got these slip and slide mountain climbing shoes. What?
Like, who gonna use them, dog? You don't even look like you mountain climbing.
You're gonna slip and slide right down that damn mountain.
Man, listen. One thing, Shaq said this before in some interview I was watching. He was like, he only invests in products that he believe in, or that he believe in the vision, or that he can believe that are good. And so I feel the same way, man. I'm only looking to partner with people whose products that I feel good about, that I feel can help people, or products that I use, man. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel. I feel the same way, man. I only want to work with people who believe in the same stuff that I believe in, who products that I have some interest and investment in. Apple, I got Apple everything, man.
You better watch your back. You can't say that around Samsung people. You better watch your
listen,
back,
man. It's always a fight with Samsung people, man. Why do they hate Apple so much? Like, come on, man. Why y'all hate on the Apple product so much? I was like, we got a better camera, we got a better this, we got a better that. We don't care. It's Apple all day. We don't care what you got, man.
Hey, why are they so mean? Yeah, Samsung people are mean. Hey, we got to do another episode about that. As a matter of fact, if y'all a Samsung person, call the show tonight, 901-410-0123, and tell us why y'all so damn mean.
Man, they be mean. They be upset too. You mad because you ain't got no Apple phone? That's what it is? You upset at me?
I think so. And I always tell them we got their own sale. and I holler at, I know a couple of people at Apple, at the Apple store up the street. They'll give you a good deal. Come on and join us.
Man, what?
Speaking of joining us, man, tonight, man, we have another incredible guest.
Yeah.
She hails from Caruthersville, Missouri.
Okay.
And she currently resides somewhere around Nashville.
Yeah.
The big Nashville, not the little one. Matter of fact, I just left Nashville not too long ago. You remember I was telling you that that my daughter just graduated and
Yeah.
stuff. So I just left big Nashville.
Yeah.
And it's just, you know what I'm saying? Me and her were talking backstage, and then we were just comparing, like Nashville to a lot of the other cities that are in Tennessee. And man, Nashville is probably the one of the top best places to live in Tennessee.
Yeah, until it get too expensive. Then people won't want to live there anymore.
Well, without further ado, we're about to bring on my guest, your guest, our guest for tonight, the one, the only,
Drums, please.
Stacy Grant is in the building, y'all.
Welcome to the Memphis Jelks Show.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining us. I know that you're super busy. Your schedule is super tied up.
Yeah.
We just appreciate you taking out the time to come join us on the show tonight.
Awesome. Yeah. Hey, Memphis Jelks, and before we get started, I wanted to let you know I'm a Samsung user and I'm not mean.
Y'all hear that? Y'all gotta call and let us know. Y'all gotta call in now. We got one of y'all representatives on the show.
This the first Samsung person I heard that say they nice, because usually they not nice at all.
And I don't know about camera quality, but I know I have a bunch of cameras.
Oh my goodness. We done got a Samsung user on the show tonight. This is a first. No. But Stacy, I want you to just start off the show, just kind of introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about what it is that you do.
I'm Stacy Grant, and like you said, I'm originally from Caruthersville, Missouri. Lived in Dyersburg, Tennessee for several years, and I have relocated near the Nashville area, as you stated earlier. I'm a senior rep for a company called Primerica. We're the top company in financial services. We're a near $9 billion company, and we've been around since 1977. That's just the Jet Club. That's who I am.
Awesome. So what inspired you to get into the insurance business?
Okay. One of the things is that I want to help families help themselves. I found out about it myself and the opportunities that we have to create generational wealth. So I want to help families to be able to do just that, so that they can always provide and care for their children, even in their absence, for instance, through death. My daughter passed away in August of 21 due to COVID. And she left behind 3 sons that needed to be taken care of. My daughter did not have life insurance. And I had to use majority of my savings to pay for her final expenses, which left us with little money, and starting on this new journey with taking care of some little children, age 1, 3, and 8. The 1-year-old still being in diapers. And on a bottle, so it made extra expenses, that I didn't have in my budget, and having to spend that money on the final expenses took money away that I could have used for them. So when I had to deal with it myself, it's like I wanted to educate, use myself and my life now as an example to other young people, especially, but other people in general, to let them know how important life insurance is. It's not for us. It's for those that we love that we're leaving behind. So that's what put me into life insurance. And I'm not going to just sell myself short, because life insurance is not just all that I do. My team and we do insurance and investments.
First of all, I want to just give my deepest condolences for the loss of your daughter.
Thank you.
Second of all, I just wanted to say, man, that hold on, I gotta that kind of that touched me. Hold on, I gotta. Oh,
Yeah.
you got anything to say right now that
Yeah, so not to just jump in hot and heavy, but I think, one of the things that scares people a little bit is talking about death, right? And so can you talk a little bit about the importance of talking about, you know, life, when someone passes away, and why you should start talking about it early and you start preparing about it early, even if it is an uncomfortable conversation to have with your family and loved ones.
Well, oh, not to take it spiritual, but no man knows the day nor the hour, right? We don't
Amen.
we know our birthday, but we don't know our death date. And with that being said, it's always important to be prepared, especially if you have loved ones that you are leaving behind. If you have individuals that would suffer if you have individuals that would suffer without your income, meaning with you gone, you need to make sure that you leave that income even in your absence, so that they're able to still maintain the quality of life that you had for them prior to death happening. And if you wait to talk about it, then you might wait too late. So
Yeah. So how can people start having that conversation? The phone and call you, and you can set something up and talk with the family as a whole, or talk about different options that they have. How should people go about starting that conversation about preparing for you know preparing for that next step? How should they go about that?
well, absolutely. They can most definitely reach out to me. My number and my website are on the screen, but most definitely they can reach out to me and I could help navigate that conversation. And it's the client's preference whether they want to have it individually, whether they want to have it as a family as a whole. That just depends on the client or the prospective client. But most definitely, yeah, reach out to me and I can help you with that.
Yeah. Is there a time when people should start planning, or sometimes I hear people say start estate planning? Is there a time for that? Should people be reviewing that often? What are some things you recommend, and how should people be putting this together in their minds about trying to strategize for I call it another layer of protection, right? You're having another foundation, right? Because at some point we all have to depart here, and so
Right.
we all do have bills. Some of us will pay everything off and not have anything left, but you also have to pay for your final arrangements or whatever you might be wanting to do, or whatever you choose to do. How soon and how early should someone start looking at that? When you get out of college, is that something you should start looking at that time? Should you wait till you mid-30s, mid-40s, or does it really matter?
I would say the sooner the better. Um, out of once you start get out of college, maybe once even up on entrance into college, once you reach the age of maturity where you're responsible and you understand money and how money works, and you're making those plans and preparations for your future, then that's a good time to start that as well. Most of us, our parents carry these life insurance policies on us for a while. But it's best for us to go ahead and take over those responsibilities on our own as well, because anything can happen to the parent. And if something happens to the parent, those policies that they have on us, they're no longer any good. So the sooner we
Mm,
start being responsible for ourselves, the better off
mm.
we'll leave ourselves in, a better position we'll leave ourselves in.
Yeah, I never thought about it that way, being on it, because, your parents, I know my mom for sure, my dad and my stepmom, all have plans for the kids, but I never thought about, if they pass away, about those plans, essentially going away and, not necessarily being able to be utilized. I can utilize that anymore because
Because
they were the ones who had the policy. Yeah.
they were the owners, and the owners are no longer alive, so it doesn't become yours. It was
Mm,
once theirs. So yes.
mm.
wow. So what are some more common misconceptions that people get about insurance, like especially in our community?
Well, some people, one of the biggest things is thinking that biggest mistakes is thinking that they have the right insurance. Um,
Ooh, okay.
Sometimes we pay for something, and we're not getting what it is we think we're paying for. Maybe we misunderstood the agent. Maybe we weren't paying attention. Maybe the agent misrepresented. But sometimes we think that we're paying for something and that's not actually what we have. So annually doing a checkup on your finances, your policies, and things of that annually would be a good thing to do. And myself, I do free policy reviews to help you go over and see if what you have is actually what you have. Like for instance, a young lady told me she had a $10,000 policy and would like to get more coverage. So I wanted to see what kind of coverage she already had. She didn't have $10,000 worth of life insurance coverage. She had a $10,000 accidental death and dismemberment policy, which
Whoa.
would not cover her in any other means of manners of death except for an accident. So, who knows? You're going to pass away with an accident.
Oh.
So, yeah, not knowing what we have is one of the biggest misconceptions. We think just because we have insurance that we're good. Another misconception that we have is because we have insurance on the job, we think that we're okay. But sometimes, needless to say, that's not the case either. Sometimes, majority of times, those policies belong to the company.
Wow.
A lot of us, we've never even seen our policies. A policy is anywhere from 15 pages to 40 pages or more. Actual policy. When it comes from a job, we don't normally see those kinds of pages. We just get like this one sheet. It's like a certificate of coverage or something like that. Meaning that 9 times out of 10, that policy belongs to the insurance company. Some of them handle their payments of policies the way that we would assume that they would. Some of them do things, that are unheard of or that we would think that would be just absurd to us. There's a case that we've heard about in our business where this individual he had left work and was heading home, got into his driveway, stepped 1 foot out of his vehicle. 1 foot was still in his vehicle. Had this man taken that other foot and put it onto that pavement, the company would not have paid that death policy off because he was now off the clock.
What?
He was now off the clock.
What?
Knowing what we're paying for makes a big difference.
So what it sounds like is, the work policies that they offer you at your work are a perk, so to speak, but it's really not what you really need to make sure you have the insurance that you need.
Yes. And then also, sometimes what if the job quits you or you quit the job? You no longer have that policy, right? Yeah. And if you do keep it, you're paying 2 or 3 times the amount that you were paying for it as an employee. So it's really no longer affordable if you no longer have that job, Wow. So why would we keep it? So now we no longer have it.
Can you break down the different types of insurance that people should consider in 2025?
Ooh, you put me on the spot. But to be honest, and to also, because this is what I represent, term life insurance is the life insurance that people should have in 2025 and moving forward. We teach buy term and invest the rest. Whole life policies in comparison to a term policy has a tendency to be unfair to the client, to the insured. With that whole life policy, you're told about these 2 things, the death benefit and this cash value policy, this cash value account. Well, for the first 1 to 5 years in that policy, nothing really grows into that account. And the reason is that because that money that is paying in is most of that is going to cover fees for the agents, the insurance company's fees, and things like that. Mm-hmm. And then once that money does start to build up for you, and it only builds up at a 1 to 4% rate, but once that money does start to build up into that cash account, let's say you build up to $5,000, you needed to get that income. Well, if you did, and you needed to get that income and you got it, then you're going to be paying interest on that money because you have to borrow that money. It's not actual cash account that's set there for you.
Mm-hmm.
So when you borrow money, you have to pay back interest, and that's from anybody. So now you're paying interest on a cash account and cash that you thought you were already what do you call it, that you're already eligible for. That's already yours. So but now you're paying interest on it because you have to borrow it. And when you pay back at a 6 to 8% interest rate, which is 2-3 times more than what it's growing for.
Sheesh.
So yeah, you're paying back more than more than the rate than what it's growing for you. And if you don't pay it back, then it compounds interest annually. And if you haven't paid back at the time of your death, then the insurance company takes theirs off the top of your death benefit before a check is issued. So you have no idea what you're leaving for your loved ones. So that's why we teach by term and invest the rest, because in the investments that you don't have to get penalized. You're not paying interest on your money. Mutual funds is what we offer in that area. And you don't have to, you're not getting penalized for getting your money. It's yours. You put it there. You don't have to pay for it to get it, to access it.
Wow. I'm sure some people would like to know, and I've been asked this question before. Can insurance play a role in building generational wealth?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Absolutely. That's what I said. That's what I wanted to be able to help families do, to create generational wealth. And it does, because you build up, you get this, you can get these max coverage, max policies to leave behind, but to take care of any financial debts or anything that you may have. But you're also investing, with the investments that adds to the monies from the death benefits, and you end up, you teach that repetitive cycle. That repetitive cycle, investments, the investment portions also help to create the generational wealth.
Awesome. Some people are maybe under the belief that it's very expensive. That now we have gas going up, groceries are going up in price.
Ooh, yes.
Could you explain to them how they could afford insurance, because they may be under the stigma thinking that they can't afford insurance?
Insurance is affordable, but there are some factors that play a role in that as well. Age is a key factor. Whether you use tobacco or nicotine or not, that plays a key factor. And your health. Those things play a key factor in how affordable life insurance can be for you. But for the most part, life insurance is very affordable with our company, because one of the reasons, it's by term, and you're not paying for the cash account that's associated with the policy. So it's not as expensive as whole life insurance.
So y'all hear that? Y'all call in. Y'all make sure if y'all don't call in the show tonight and talk to Stacy, her number is on the screen, 901-801-0021. That's a lot of zeros.
This one, Monday. You want to know what my birthday is? It's 7777.
What?
Wow.
Wow.
That is amazing.
This numbers things is for me, right?
I should have talked to you before I bought my Powerball ticket tonight.
Say, but it's not lucky. It's blessed, though. It's not luck. It's blessing.
Yeah.
So I wanted to get into the video that you're sharing with us from your website. Everybody watching, I want to show them the website and how they can get in contact with you. If you don't, do you mind if I do that, Stacy?
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. So the website is primerica.com/Stacy Grant. That's primerica.com/Stacy Grant. And it'll bring you to this page. And then you have her contact information, email information, and anything that you want to learn about. You know, you're able to reach Stacy through this website. But what I wanted to do was get into the first video of the website because I found it so interesting when I watched it earlier. I said, man, we got to share this with the viewers.
Thank you.
So here it is, y'all. Let's check it out.
Primerica, the largest independent financial services marketing company in North America. We've been helping families achieve financial security for more than 40 years by providing them with the education they need to make the right decisions for their financial future.
There's a peace of mind that comes with freedom.
The freedom of knowing that you're on a path to a secure financial future.
As a mother, I can't think of anything more important than family.
And at Primerica, it all comes down to freedom for families.
Primerica understands the importance of strong families, and we've built our entire business by making sure people realize why they need to become properly protected, debt-free, and financially independent.
Families thrive when they know they're protected and they feel like their future is promising.
We're taught how to make money and spend it, but rarely how to invest and grow it.
At Primerica, we do what's right, and our goal is to make sure that every client, regardless of their background or current income, can have a better, brighter financial future.
Primerica has an unparalleled track record of success. Our diversified product portfolio represents some of the largest, most respected companies in the financial services industry. But it's really about our people and the relationships they have with their clients.
We represent the colorful quilt that is North America.
And we're changing the way that financial services are delivered so that families from all walks of life can be better prepared for the future.
We value lifetime client relationships, and we're there for them throughout all the different events of their lives.
We teach people how money works because, unfortunately, it's not something they're taught in school.
We've sat down with hundreds of families, and only 4 or 5 of them have been in good financial shape. The majority are living paycheck to paycheck and are financially behind in all areas of their life.
As a family, financial security is key. After we went through the financial needs analysis with our rep, we definitely discovered the areas that we needed to improve on. It helped us be better organized with our money. Money is not everything, but it is certainly very important, and you gotta be smart about it to be able to have a good life.
Our relationship with our Primerica rep is like a friendship. She was easy to work with, no pressure, and was very knowledgeable in explaining what Primerica was about and what they offered.
Knowledge is power, and having that session with my rep opened up our eyes to all the different things that we need to do.
Being a father, having a responsibility of 2 little lives, the knowledge that we have where financial stability is improving and we're able to sleep better at night.
We take what is complicated and intimidating to most people and we break it down. The brilliance of what we do is in the simplicity.
When we sit down with the client, we build a financial needs analysis. We walk them through step by step what they need to do to achieve everything that's important to them.
Financial education has been at the core of our philosophy since the beginning. We were started by a coach and a teacher who believed that an educated consumer would make better choices. We teach simple philosophies like buy term, invest the difference, how to protect your family, the 3-account system, things that everybody needs, but the paycheck doesn't come with instructions. By learning these simple concepts, people will make better decisions the rest of their life.
What we do matters, and I'm so proud of the difference that Primerica makes in people's lives.
I am so fortunate to be able to build a business by helping families with one of the most important areas of their lives, their finances.
I love knowing that when I meet with a family in their home, I have the ability to change their financial future.
Every family deserves the opportunity to achieve their goals and dreams. At Primerica, our mission is clear: to create financially independent families, helping them pursue the freedom they so richly deserve.
Awesome. Awesome. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I have a question.
Yes, sir.
How can we shift the mindset in our community to see insurance as empowerment instead of an expense?
Each one teach one. We have to get out there and educate. Exactly what we're doing tonight.
Awesome.
And with my company, I'm on a mission.
And we have to create that, that hunger for it too. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Because
Yeah.
right now the phone lines are open and ain't nobody called in yet.
That's right.
Where y'all at, audience, man? Y'all know we love y'all, man. It's 901-410-0123. You know what I'm saying? Call in and get some of these gems, man. We have an insurance specialist on the show tonight. She can give y'all some of the answers to some of y'all questions and then some. You know what I'm saying? And this is a super important issue that is happening that we go through every day. And then a lot of people just want to avoid it because if you're anything like me, you think you're going to live forever. And we all know that ain't happening. That's not happening. So you better get on your stuff ASAP because tomorrow's not promised to none of us, not even Memphis Jelks.
No, it's not.
And I
Yep.
would like for them to know also, Memphis Jokes, is that we do free policy quotes. We give free quotes in order for them to see how affordable a policy is for them. We write policies as little as $15 a month for the right the right age and things of that nature. But yeah, we are term is very affordable. Just wanted to throw that out there.
Have you ever had to deliver bad news to someone who didn't have the right coverage? And what did that moment teach you?
Unfortunately, and I guess maybe it's not unfortunate. Fortunately, I have not had to.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
But in myself and in my personal experience, not only do we've dealt with people with the wrong coverage, we've dealt with people with no coverage, family members with no coverage at all. And so now that I'm in a position to provide that coverage and educate about the coverage, that's what I'm on a mission to. My mission is to help families, even my own, become properly protected, debt-free, and financially independent. And that proper protection comes from providing this affordable term life insurance and other financial solutions to protect families from the unexpected, such as the investments. I help families become debt free by managing and reducing debt to build a stronger financial foundation for their family. Um, just an assortment of things.
I recently, my wife and I were recently invited out to an event, and at the event there was an insurance rep there, and he was telling us about a policy to where if you have to be a certain age to get into it, but or either that or you can have a certain amount of money to put down into it. But the way he was explaining it, it never go the value of it never goes down. It always only goes up in percentage. So let's say you put the money in there and then a year goes by, it only stays stagnant. The only time it ever moves, like I'm talking kind of stock market like, or if you're looking at it like more like stock market like, um, as far as going up and down, that's I'm relating to more like a stock market type going up and down. But anyway, the value of it never goes down; it only increases. But it can only increase by a certain by a certain percent each time that it increases. It's like it's a cap on it. But he was so. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Otherwise, it cancels itself out.
No, it just sits there. It'll just stay at that same amount. So, I was wondering, like, is that something that that people should look into if they're looking to protect some of their money, because a lot of when we think life insurance, a lot of people just think, oh, if I die, then this money will go to my kids, or if I die. But it's also like you're saying, it's a financial investment. Like you can put a certain amount of money in there, and then it could raise. It's going to be raising by percentages in value. And with this specific one that he was telling us about, it would, you never have to worry about lose. It never goes down. It'll only stay stagnant or go up over the years. So that's a way to become financially stable. And you were saying earlier that people need to know that they can borrow money from their life insurance plans, can't they? Well, you said that earlier, but then they'll have to pay it back with interest.
That's only with whole life insurance, though, not from term life insurance, but from the whole life policies. And whole life policies come in different forms. They're in the index universal, universal index life, all of those different kinds of policies. It comes in that form, but never in term. You can't borrow from your term policy, but you can from your whole life policy if that's the way the policy is set up.
That's great information for people to know, because a lot of people think that they're just throwing money in something that they'll never see. But if they have a whole life term policy, if they ever fall on financial hardships or something, they can borrow from that money. And that's correct. So you have access to that money still, even though it's a life insurance plan.
That money is there. That's true. And depending on all of the rest of the way that policy is set up. But if you think you're paying for the two products, why would they charge you? Why would you have to borrow your own money? Whole life policies are set up to have a cash value associated with them. So if that's the case, why would you pay money to get money that you're already paying for?
Yeah, got a point there.
That's why we suggest the buy term and invest the difference. Say that you're going to get a policy from over here from a whole life that's going to cost $200 a month, but I can offer you the same coverage over here for, let's say, $100 a month. Well, you're going to save $100, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then that $100 that you save, you can take that $100 and you can start investing that $100 on a monthly basis, because you were going to give it away already over here to the whole life. But now you're investing it, and the way you're investing it, you're not penalized. You don't have to borrow this money. This money is yours. Versus you having to borrow money and not knowing what you're leaving behind for your family if anything were to happen to you and you not pay off the loans.
Nice. And that's exactly what I think people needed to hear. They needed to hear that. That's a benefit, that you're able to compete with the rates and still cover the same things that the other
just in a different manner
is covering, but in a different manner, and that can free up more cash for you to be able to invest in something else, because instead of just giving that money away to the other company.
And I also wanted to add about the whole life. We had the questions about the whole life. Wanted to add to that if you never get that cash value is a living benefit. It's a living benefit. If you never touch that cash value while you're alive, because you don't want to have to worry about paying it back, or you just don't need it, or whatever the case may be, keep in mind, you're not going to get that you're not going to get that, your family's not going to get that cash value account, no matter what it's built up to.
What?
The insurance company takes that back because it's a living benefit. A dead person can't pay a loan back, right?
I'm speechless again.
Yeah, it's a living benefit. You have to be alive in order to get your cash value out of your policy.
So maybe we should do this. Maybe you should talk about the person, and not to say you don't want to sell, not to say that you don't want to try to point anybody into, term life, but who would be a candidate or fit for a whole life policy? Like what type of person should do that? Right?
Honestly,
What type
any
of
and
person?
everybody. A term account works for any and everybody. You have some individuals who choose one versus the other, just as with anything else we have going on in life. But anyone is eligible or anybody qualifies as long as the health and the age and all those things are in compliance. Anybody qualifies and is eligible for a term policy.
So
It's a different type of life insurance.
so this is a great thing. So I've been hearing you use this, and I want to maybe see if you can share some information on people who maybe aren't in the best of health, right? Are there options for those people who,
Yes.
like they aren't in the best of health, but they realize that, hey, I might need something because I don't have anything and I don't want to leave my family with the burden of trying to, execute my last and final arrangements for me, but I don't have anything for them to do that with, and I don't want to burden them with trying to come up with that money, ask for money, and do all this other stuff. Are there options for people who are not in the best of health but need something to help with their final expenses after death?
Yes, there are options, excuse me, but those options depend on what those health issues are, what those problems are, and sometimes health issues don't disqualify you from being covered with life insurance. It just means you're going to get rated, and when we get rated, what that means is that it's going to cause the cost
to go
up, to increase. The cost is going to be more than what it would be for somebody who's more on the healthier side.
But it's not like hope is lost for a person who,
Right. It just depends. It just depends on what all is going on. In some instances, it is because you may have too many things mounted on top of another, or you may have one health issue that's a major issue that causes the same response. But it just each case is different.
Yeah, because I think about some of the people who might have been, become, unbeknownst to them, caretakers for some of their family members. They become the person who has to take care of a family member, and things could change in a second, or things could look be one way one day and the next day is something else. And so just kind of trying to figure out for those people who find themselves in a position of having to take care of loved ones, who they don't know if they have anything, don't have anything, but they know they don't have a lot, and they know that the condition that they're in doesn't lend to long years of life. And so trying to see if there's options for them to be able to get something, not trying to necessarily might not be able to afford nothing to leave a legacy or to build upon, or to build some generational wealth, but at least something to not burden people, because I think sometimes especially in our community, we don't have things to cover us after death. We don't have things that people can use. We don't have policies. We don't have, all of the things that, some of our grandparents were buying back in the day, plots and all the other stuff that they were doing. Like, some people don't have that. And unfortunately, they leave their family stuck holding the bag or stuck with a bunch of bills that they have to pay, after they're gone. And so I just think it's important for people to, even, just to recognize, even if the situation is not the best, even if the health is not the best, like, you can still try to find something to help make sure that you don't have to carry that burden by yourself once that person is gone, or you're not able to, celebrate that person's life like you want to celebrate, or do the things that you want to do after they pass away.
Right. And I totally understand your question. And that's why we stress getting coverage. The sooner the better.
Yeah.
When your health is good, when you're good, that's when you should make sure your life insurance is good. It's once you get to that health, everything is a business, everything's a business. And health plays a major role in life insurance and coverage. It wouldn't be too wise to invest in someone and I'm not just, let me say into something that has a lifespan of 3 months.
Yeah.
6 months. You're going to invest $100,000 into this 6 month lifespan. You're only going to get a return of, let's say, maybe $600-$700.
That's a bad investment, right?
Right. So that's why when you're old, when your health is overwhelming, like that, it sort of makes it hard for you to get coverage with almost any company, and not just mine. That's once like I said, once again, that's why we stress getting coverage as soon as possible when you're healthy. When things are good, make sure those things are good. Your insurance and your investments are good. Make sure that your financial health is as good as your physical health.
Yeah, I think that's important too, and I think it's important for children to talk to their parents and make sure that they have, you know, life insurance, because I think that's a important thing. Sometimes, we be our parents sometimes as, superheroes, strong, and oftentimes, especially some parents, they might not share some of the medical issues that they're having or some things that they're going through.
Right.
We've all heard scenarios of people dealing with terminal illnesses and not even telling their family and just passing away.
Right.
And so I think it's important, I think you said a good thing. It's important to have those conversations early, even if you're the child having it with your parents, right? Hey, what kind of coverage do you guys have? Because I think it's important for kids to know that, because people can unexpectedly pass away, like you talked about in the show. And you need to know where that stuff is. What is the life insurance policy? Where is it? Who are you
Right.
represented by? What am I supposed to do when this happens? And I think as a community, we need to start having those conversations more often and earlier, all the time. I think you talked about it, reviewing it annually, looking at the policy. Do you need to make some changes? Do we need to do some things differently? Do we need to change your financial habits? I think that those things are good. And I think that those were a lot of things you highlighted tonight that I think are great and that we should utilize to make sure, right? That's how we build wealth in our community. That's how we leave, debt-free generations, when we have these conversations and we can instruct, you know, everybody on it and everybody can align and continue to build on those blocks, one by one, we can continue to build until, we have a mansion.
Right. That part. And I also want to go back, piggyback Q. I mean, oh, excuse me, on you asking about the coverage for somebody whose health was not the best.
Yeah.
There are companies out there that would cover you, but it would cost an arm and a leg, and they would probably more than likely include the 2-year contestability period, meaning the 2-year you have to be alive for 2 years before they pay out
Wow.
a policy, basically, for you. So, and those policies are more expensive because your health is an issue in that situation. But with my company, we don't have, if your policy is accepted today, something happens tomorrow, you get paid out tomorrow.
Y'all better go visit that website. Y'all better go book y'all a consultation. If it's good, man, but you better go book you a consultation and talk to Stacy and see what you can do and see how you can better help your family and better begin to build wealth. And I like the way you put it, like building a financial structure to set up so that the next generation can be okay. Right? And they
Right.
set up a foundation so the next generation after them can be okay. And I like how you talk about that because I think sometimes people, they just don't want to talk about death. They don't want to talk about leaving. They don't want to talk about, what this is going to cost and what type of this going to leave this person. They don't want to talk about it. They just want to, live life and then y'all deal with it when I'm gone. But I think we got to kind of get rid of some of that mindset and start looking at it more of let's build wealth together. Let's figure out how to make sure we build wealth. We teach you not to make the mistakes that we made. You can continue to build up on the foundation. So I think it's been very informative tonight, and you share some great information. And I think people need to make sure they take the information down and call you so that you can get them started on the right path.
Oh, and that's a good point. Like, I think this is a good place for me to mention something else too. It's like there's like 3 reasons that I can mention that I can bring off the top of my head as to why people are failing financially. Because one, there's no financial education. We weren't taught these things in school. Our parents didn't know these things in order to teach us at home. And there wasn't people in the community that was willing to go outside and educate us about financial issues. We don't, 9 times out of 10, we don't have a financial game plan. We just go through life, letting life, instead of us taking it by the reins and us, putting it down a plan and goals and a plan of action for those goals. And another reason, no financial coach, not having anybody to help them to figure those things out. Because if you're not in financial services and not getting the education, then how would you know how to handle those things on your own if you don't even know where to start? So those are some of the key. To me, those are 3 key reasons why people are failing financially. But my team and I, we can help out communities with all 3 of those issues.
You know what I heard you say? It's okay to ask for help.
It's okay.
It's okay to ask for help.
And it's free.
It's okay not to know. You know, like I think some people feel like they got to know it all. It's okay not to know. It's okay to ask for help. You know, that's why you in the business you in, because you found that there was a gap somewhere and there was a need to help educate people, to help make people financially strong. And so I think the work that you're doing is great. And I think it sounds like, you know, you're helping a lot of people become more financially sound.
Thank you. And yes, sir.
Y'all know this is about the time, man, where we're going to have to start wrapping it up.
Yeah.
The hour is coming to a close. This has been amazing.
Yes. Yes.
And I know we spent a lot of time tonight to the audience. I know it sounds like we spent a lot of time discussing life insurance and financial investments. But, you know, keep in mind also, you know, like home insurance, auto insurance.
Yeah.
There's so many things that you can have insured. Like if you have a small business or something like that, you can reach out to Stacy Grant, 901-801-0021 and get right.
She gonna take care of you.
And before we go, Memphis Jelks, can I add that those aren't the only things that we help people with? We help my team and I. We can help with mortgage loans, either the original mortgage loan or refinancing. We also help with the home equity loans, the HELOC loans.
Yes.
We help with mutual funds, with investing with as little as $25 a month. These mutual funds accounts. We help with retirement accounts, business retirement accounts, 401ks, IRAs, accounts for kids, 529s, UTMAs, managed accounts, a lot of things. We write our own life insurance. Yeah, we partner with Vivint for smart home security. There's just, and I also, this is the kicker right here. I also help people build a better financial future with our business opportunity. I help to teach people how to make anywhere from $3,000 to $1,000 working part-time.
You just a one-stop shop.
Doing exactly what it is that I do. Yes, sir.
You just a one-stop shop. So I know we about to go, Jeff. I know we about to hang up, but
no rush.
In your closing, can you talk about how people who might have been inspired by what you do, how they can get into the industry and get started? I don't know if you got any spots open up on your team, but it sounds like you're doing a lot over there. But can you talk about how people can get into what you're doing and kind of, you know, help people the way you're helping people now?
Oh, we're always looking for agents, always. So that's never a problem. Never question that part. But what you can do, you can go to my website and follow through on my website, or you can reach out to me personally, text or call the 901-801-0021, and then I will take you through the process of getting connected with the company. Now, there is a thing that we pay for a background check. Our background check is normally $124. That's what I paid to get in. But for this month, the company is not having it slashed to $74. So the money doesn't go to me. It doesn't go to the company, but it's for your federal background check. So
how long that's going on so they know? Because it's going to keep, Jeff's going to re-air this at some point. So how long that's going to be happening?
Just for the month of July.
Okay.
Just for this month only.
So if you're looking for opportunity, you heard it here on the Memphis Jelks Show. Stacy, she says she hiring. She need people. They always need agents. Go ahead, go to her website, get connected. $74, slash it in half, $74, and you can get started on your track in this career. You've heard the amazing stuff that she's doing and working on, and you can be a part of helping, you know, build a better future for people that look like you.
Yes.
And I'll let that be my close.
Our children. And remember, guys, with the life insurance.
That's your closing.
With the life insurance, you pay for one child and the rest are free. There's so much to just keep. It's just, we're just that great. We just have so much to keep adding and adding and adding. It's like if you can get up to 10 children for free.
Wow.
And then with the life insurance, if something happens to the adult that's on the policy with the children before they turn legal, our company continues to pay for the children until they reach the age of 25.
Now, who do that?
Wow.
Primerica. And we also have a terminal illness rider.
Wow.
Meaning,
now that's big.
if you find out that you have a terminal illness while covered through us with an active policy, my company lets you get up to 70% of your death benefits, so you don't have to leave all those funds behind for somebody else to spend them for you, that you can make some final financial decisions as well.
Wow. Wow. Now that's big right there. That's big right there.
We just keep getting greater.
Man, listen. It sounds like a company people should want to come work for is what it sounds like.
That's what I'm trying to tell them, oh.
Let's make that happen, y'all. Then y'all see the number on the screen. Y'all see the website on the screen. Now is the time that we go around the room. Everybody say their last spiel, but you just did yours, didn't you?
And I did mine. That was it, man. I did that. Yeah.
Did his final thoughts.
Yeah.
And
it's been great. It's
Man,
been great for me tonight.
It's been amazing. It's definitely been amazing. But you skipped in line. Skip, because we always let the guests go first. Skip the line tonight.
Came late and skip.
I'm just tripping. But it was a dope final thought. Thanks. That was awesome. So now it's the guest turn. You can give your final thoughts and let people know how they can follow you on social media or reach you. We already know how they can reach you. But anyway, last final thoughts for the night. And also, I want to take this time to invite you back on again, because I think there's a lot of information that we didn't touch on because we only had an hour. So in the future, hopefully you'll come join us again, and we can keep on.
Yes, whenever you want me to.
Keep on. Okay. Let's keep on, putting the word out there, because we can't stress it enough. We got to make it super duper cool. You know what I'm saying? Because we got to get everybody on board. So what's your final thoughts for the night?
And it's good that you say that, especially in light of the way the society and the economy is going now and the government is going now. It's going to make it hard for us to take care of ourselves, let alone contribute to GoFundMe's for anybody else. Mm-hmm. So we want to stop begging. We want to stop begging and start becoming responsible. We want to be able to take care of our responsibilities and do what's necessary so that we don't leave our families embarrassed. And thank you guys for having me on to share my knowledge and my expertise in the insurance and investment industry.
Ooh, what a close. Stop begging and become responsible. I like that.
How can I even come behind that, man? This has just been an amazing episode, amazing experience. I've learned so much, and I'm sure that the audience has learned so much as well. It seems like learned some stuff. Yo,
that's my job. If I educated the community, I did great.
Yes, you did an amazing job, and like I said, your family now. If you come on the Memphis Jelks Show, you're family now. So if we have a barbecue, you're invited. You're welcome.
Well, thank you.
And anytime you want to come through and do the show, and just talk and just get a word out or two, or just if you just want to just come hang out and kick it with us, you're more than welcome to. Just let us know ahead of time, and we'll make sure you have that link. Thank you to all the viewers who watched tonight. We appreciate you guys, man. We appreciate all the love and support. We appreciate y'all liking, sharing, commenting, and just getting the word out, man, because it takes an army. You know what I'm saying? One man can't do it. Two men can't do it. 2 men and a woman, we can probably do it. But I'm about to ride out, man. Y'all know how it goes, man. Salute to everybody, man, who've been watching tonight. Much love. See y'all in a little bit.
Squad up, haters down. If you ain't about that life, don't come around. Got the crowd